Oh, there we go. We were muted there. So yeah, we are looking at the absolute derby of Hal versus SpongeBob Music Enjoyer. There we go. We're going to be able to carry on, get started, getting everything set up because we do this for the content. This is Greg's Gang versus Team Brexit, the UK derby. You might hear them cussing me out, but that's just because they can't handle the heat. At the moment, they're going to be shuffling up. Very, very similar list, of course. Granblue is being a more or less solved, like a kind of solved deck, known quantity in this format. It's going to be a very, very interesting deck to look at. Yeah, both of them looking at Peter the Ghosty, the correct starter. Absolutely meta decks here. Yeah, looks like Hal's going to be going first, riding the Honolly. You know, very, very unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Yeah, we see the Water Spout Chain coming out from the other side. Yeah, we're going to be showing our 70-pound card to add our 20p card straight to our hand. And yeah, just past his turn. He trusts that Hal is a good player and he's going to see the Columbard. Is Hal a good player? I suppose we'll find out. We can check that later. You know, he's not playing it. He's going to consider writing. Is he looking? If you would please consult the graphs, he is clearly not the GOAT. He was writing Endfix, unfortunately for him. Although, in fact, it's not going to be super relevant this game, I don't believe. But yeah, I might be looking at the Tommy coming down just to try and confirm a bit of that damage. Or search out a slightly better grade 3 target. Yeah, we're going to be seeing it coming up. We're going to go top 5. And we do find the ideal hit here. We see Ghosty Leader Beatrice, an absolute staple of Granblue at the moment, ever since its debut. And again, tell me if you've heard this one before, V clan selection, allowing us to on-place Soul Blast 1 and call a card not named herself from Drop Zone. The rest of the effects don't tend to come up too often, but, you know, they have been relevant in the past. Swinging. Ooh, and unfortunately, we are seeing the Elementaria coming out here out of SpongeBob Music Enjoy. Really, really rough here. That's going to be a tricky one. We're going to see the damage zone freezing again, so we're going to be holding off. Well, of course, he is a good player, so that CB1 is going to find him ship. But with no Elementaria, that means that if Hal opts to go into Bartholomew later on in the game, that's going to be a really tough one for him to guard. Definitely going to be taking 3 cards from hand at a pot. Yeah, he's thinking, he's putting his hands separate. Yep, definitely trying to figure out what you're going to be calling. You potentially going for the ship, but if he's not, if it's not automatic, that makes you think that chip might already be in the hand. You can see those gears, they are turning, but unfortunately they are not Chronicle, so we are stuck here trying to decide what to mill with Columbard. Yeah, so they're out here thinking, there we go. The gentleman is considering his mills. Yeah, we're going for that Greed Shade. Greed Shade going to be discarding our Ghost Ship. Going to mill 2, and ooh, going to be adding that Beatrice to hand. Not terrible mills. Normal units are always a nice mill. Deck compression is definitely something you want to be seeing in this matchup, especially when early sacking can go such a long way. Yeah, going to dual lane, immediately going to swing. Hal's going to say no god, trigger to hit, and unfortunately, yep, there we go, we are hitting. That is a draw. Ooh, that is rough. Passing turn. Oh, apologies, MPix is on 10k. The clan is not control. But Hal is looking to perform this history collection stride by riding the original Granblue Strider, Nightrose, looking to discard a grade 3, striding into Bandit Rum. Of course, we haven't actually gone to encounter these too much today, but with the release of Premium Collection last year, we of course got our errated strides, allowing us to stride in the main phase even on our opponent's grade 2 turn, mind you, by discarding a grade 3, and allowing us to flip a copy of itself to generate 2 markers of the respective clan, had you not generated any that game yet, and retains its all on hit effect with the caveat that it will now always resolve even if it did not hit. Of course, the only other example of cards that have been rotted as a card we just saw an example of actually going to the Hal's damage zone is Rampage Shade. So not only do they become 10k power and 15k shield, but they're also effectively getting the effect that when they reveal for a damage check, you also draw cards. So for all of us Vanguard Zero gamers out there, this is certainly a blast from the past. So yeah, Hal's going to be building a board, looking at the Ghost Ship, looking at the Columbard, so he was a good player all along. Could have fooled me, he just got his cards. But what we're probably going to be seeing here is another call of Ghost Ship into a Vanguard swing to redistribute the triggers in a slightly more efficient way. He's looking for the top 5, seeing if he can find a good grade 3. Ooh, thinking. I can see maybe a heal there, maybe a Skull Dragon, maybe a couple options here. The question is, no, choosing to, yeah, there we go, finding the Skull Dragon, opting to filter 1. Maybe he's got some heals in hand. He's feeling pretty good about himself. He wants the discard fodder. He wants a stride. Yep, there we go. Discarding it straight away. Yep, going for the 24. Opponent says no. Hal goes draw. This is, after all, a war of attrition, and Hal is definitely on the up right now. Swinging, opponent saying no guard. First check, second check. Heal. Heal does come up. Hal heals down to 0, and a third check is another heal. Unfortunately, that one is not going to be resolving too much, but is certainly going to make the last attack harder to hit. And his opponent checks the defensive OT. Yeah, unfortunate, but at least it's good to see it out of the game this early, so it's hopefully not going to be too impactful in the future. But yeah, Hal's still going to swing, Hal's still going to pop, and Hal's still going to draw a card. We plus no less from our opponent checking a defensive over trigger. If anything, the threat of the card goes away, which is probably a fairly relaxing sight to see it out in this capacity. As you can see, both fairly standard Granblue lists, but we've seen the odd text here and there swinging the matchups one way or another. Of course, computer riding Nightrose, discarding Beatrice, and opting to most likely go for Obadiah here. Actually, oh no, also going for the Bandit Rum. Ooh, going for the History Collection Stride. Actually, that's an unusual play. Yeah, even though he's gone second, he has opted to go for History. No Obadiah setup. Maybe he's confident in his hand, who knows? Maybe he's scared of Hal going for that bad bounty turn. Yeah, they're both examining their G-Zone, seeing that there are indeed 16 cards there. That has not changed. But, yeah, going for the Forbidal. Going to be calling Skull Dragon, and I'm assuming going to be, yeah, Beatrice going to be getting called out. Effective Beatrice potentially even overcalling the Ghost Ship. Yeah, we're seeing SpongeBob Music Enjoy my boy Chicken and Winnigish shuffling his hand at Beatrice effect. Thinking on the Soul Blast, probably Water Sprout Gin, it's got to be, right? And then we're going to be seeing what was most likely going to be a Ghost Ship being overcalled from the Beatrice. You want to keep that drop zone big, but also you're probably going to, there you go, replace them. You're going to try and go for that pass. You're going to be imitating Hal. Today is a game of imitation. This is the copycat show-off. With a t-shirt that would even make Alex proud. We're going to see most likely a Ghost Ship swinging first here. This feels like the correct play. Thinking if he's going to commit any more of a board. Yeah, there we go. We're swinging straight for the 24. Is Hal going to take it? Hal's hand is looking very healthy. So I wonder if you just take this one because you're on 0 damage and you don't want to be choking yourself out this early. Certainly wanting to mill Obadiah here or Bat Bounty would be very, very nice. Probably an Obadiah setup, honestly. But yeah, we're going to see a crit come down. It's going to go away, going up to 27. Draw a card. Ooh, and we see another Skull Dragon coming out here of Chicken and Winnigish's side. And again, hand's looking very healthy. It's a heal trigger. That is fairly big here. Second and third is a critical trigger, so all effects on Skull Dragon. Skull Dragon not huge, but suddenly threatening. Hal takes it. Ooh, oh no, effect crit Vanguard. Okay. Yeah, and a Water Sprout's just going to hit the damage zone. Thankfully for Hal, it looks like he's going to be okay without that Beatrice, as he's got some in hand to cover up. Yeah, Bannerum, gotta pretend like you're thinking, and then you're gonna be calling out a Ghost Ship. You gotta pretend like you're thinking. You gotta give those. You gotta psych your opponents out. You gotta pretend like there's more thought than there is to it. Oh, he's thinking. Oh, he's going for that. Oh, okay, he's trying to set up that heal for next turn. Really, really hoping to get to something. Yeah, getting the. There we are, milling 2. Ooh, unfortunately, 2 critical triggers. That's rough. That's never possible. Yep, there we are, setting up the Beatrice for next turn. We're still looking at perhaps a 4. I believe that's still going to be a 14k greed. Yep, that's still going to hit. Hal's thinking about intercepting. It might be worth it, but it is an awkward number for Hal's defense. So we'll see what he decides to do. Maybe going to 3 is not the end of the world, but now his opponent's on 0. That's very tricky. That heal really does swing the game a bit. Hal has to go a bit more conservative here. He can't go all out. Because if he, I mean, although OT is out, if he fails to kill, it's going to be tricky. Yep, there we go. We're seeing the Necrobone coming out. Skull Dragon swinging for big numbers, so Hal's going, this is just not worth it, and just takes the damage. He's going to hopefully see himself healing out of it, although with 2 heals out, I don't know how likely that's looking, honestly, but, you know, can never be too sure. Vanguard is, after all, a game of upsets. There you go, passing turn over to Hal, who is probably considering what he's going to be striding with now. I wonder if he used the enlarge golf here. Suddenly for the draw 1. I see no reason not to. There we are, we're going to be striding potentially Obadiah? I feel like Bad Bounty's a bit early here. Yeah, there we are. We're looking at the Obadiah. This is definitely going to be a setup turn. You got to start clawing that advantage back. You got to set yourself up in a position to be triggering your opponent in order to win the war of attrition. Because at the moment, with the heals and OT coming out of SpongeBob Music and Joy's side, it is it could be a tricky one to claw yourself back from. You know, some people would potentially argue for Bad Bounty here, but I just don't think the pressure is going to be applying is enough. So I think that kind of locks Hal into a setup turn with Obadiah. But, you know, at the end of the day, if something seems odd, Fortune does tend to favor the bold. And Vanguard is, again, certainly a game where fortunes can change at a moment's notice. So yeah, I think you just go for like a really conservative turn here. There's maybe even... Ooh, thinking of the revive. Yeah, he's got 2 open CB. Yeah, might very well just find himself reviving. There we go. We got the Skull Dragon. We got the Grenache. We got the Urgula, most importantly, and the Night Storm here. So actually, important card. So this is a card difference between the list. Actually, oh, I believe it is. I believe we're both on it. But Hal is actually at the moment showing us one of the most important tech cards introduced to Granblue in the past couple of years, and that is Urgula, coming to us from. Well, I believe it was set 2 it was originally printed in, allowing us to effectively not target the unit in front of it in the column. So by putting our Night Storm there, we are potentially protecting it from any sort of GB-based shenanigans, or G-Gon shenanigans, that SpongeBob might have in store for us. So yeah, there we go, just going to go Obadiah first, no multi-attacking. His opponent is going to be guarding, thinking on discard. There we are, I believe that's the water spread. Yep, that's going to be a critical trigger, going straight on the Night Storm. Second check, over trigger coming out of Hal's direction as well. So I suppose when we're talking about Fortune favoring the bold, this is Hal's comeback. As SpongeBob did, so shall Hal, except at a better time and place. So yeah, he's thinking about what to distribute his power. A lot of power being going around. He's going to be healing. He's going to be drawing 2 cards. He's going to be allocating crits. He's going to be giving 10k of runner and 100 million to another card. A lot going on off of just 1 card resolving. Drawing 2 cards. There we go. Making sure you're resolving everything correctly. Giving the power to the Skull Dragon. Making sure you heal 1. Definitely important. And your third check is another critical trigger. Oh my god. This is what happens when the Plymouth gang comes to London. Getting absolutely shanked with triggers. Yeah, I don't think a sausage roll can heal this one, but I guess we're going to have to see if he can crawl this back. Because these are going to be some big numbers coming out of Hal's side. Yeah, we're seeing, I believe Hal probably distributed the criticals there, so every attack becomes slightly more dangerous. Yeah, there you go. We get to see the PG there. It's a bit hard to see what card was called. I believe it's another perfect card, maybe? Oh, no, another protect marker. There we are. I see. Yeah, just gonna be swinging, reviving something else off of the Night Storm. Ooh, the 2 damage, the heal and the crit. So yeah, no heals, unfortunately. Nothing resolving, but 2 defensives would probably mean a lot more if there wasn't a Skull Dragon we're talking about here. Especially when Skull Dragon is probably not going to be massive. But, you know, at this point, any card out of SpongeBob's hand is something that Hal doesn't have to deal with next turn. So I think in terms of stabilizing an OT is going to be about as good a job as you're going to be able to. Yes, thank you. Reviving the... Oh. Oh no, this is the hollow here. We're going to be passing turn. And then we're going to check in and Winnigish is going to carry on playing. He's going to be seeing if he can stride at all. Yeah, we got that Beatrice we added last game. Or last turn. See if we're going to be able to pull it back. Maybe, just maybe. Yeah, he's thinking. Because on the one side, you want to go to like Obadiah and set up a bit, right? Because you neglected to do that last up for Bandit Rum. But it feels like if you do that, you give up so much tempo. Because Hal checked the overtrigger, right? So like his hand is pretty healthy. I feel like you have to start chipping away at it, unless you want to capitalize and try and deck him out. but I feel like that's a really tough ask for Granblue mirrors. You can really see them thinking through their plays. It's going to be a really tricky one, yeah. Chicken and Winnigish really not wanting to make that mistake. You're thinking to go the wrong stride here, and it is basically just game at that point. So you're going to have to be careful here. And we're thinking, what is our conclusion here? Our concerns are good. This game could go long, and the concerns are you could be pushing time if you fail to play a little bit faster. But yeah, you're going to be riding the Beatrice, you're going to be soul blasting 1. You're really going to be trying to set up that field. Yep, you're going to be getting that Skull Dragon. You're going for big numbers where Drop Zone is getting healthy. Oh, maybe not. Oh, we're thinking about Ghost Ship? Ooh, Chicken and Winnigish trying to stabilize. So I suppose if you go Ghost Ship here, I'm assuming that kind of turns off your options for Obadiah, right? You don't really go to that. Although I suppose Obadiah here feels like a bit of a throw, so I don't think you'd be doing that generally anyhow. Strangely enough here, I believe Obadiah also is like a 2-of in this deck. But I believe he's also opted to run the GB8, which is a strange choice. Especially this format. You'd think he'd be running something more like maybe Mekido, perhaps? But I suppose at that point, if the game goes that long, it's kind of, yeah, there we go, we're going for the second Obadiah. If that's what we're going for, I don't know how I feel about that boat mill, honestly. I feel like you'd rather keep the soul, right? Because at this point, the boat is just smaller than it would have been. Unless I'm categorically failing to miss what's happening here, but I don't know how I feel about this, actually. Yeah, milling 5, we see some absolute classics coming down there. There we go, we get to see our Mistoff. We get to see the Grenache, the Nightstorm, the Npix, and the Inland Golf. So interesting enough, we were actually talking about this yesterday. We know that Chicken and Winnigish has opted to run Mistoff, concerned about matchups like this. Obviously, you see Hal's hand size, and you think to yourself, I would certainly like this to be smaller. But I wonder how many decks in the format really generate that kind of big hand. You know, Granblue feels like a lot of it is sort of... It's large, but it's not necessarily a real shield a lot of the time. It's a lot of G-Guard interactions, a lot of triggers often. And Hal's hand is looking very normal unit heavy. That's because it's his drop zone. That'll explain it. But his hand's still looking fairly healthy here, you know. You really start wondering if that stuff is really worth it. It feels like it isn't in this case. But certainly for other formats, kind of Link Joker gets pretty big fake hands. Dimension Police can. Well, Dimension Police would, but they can also revive the things they discard, so it's not a big deal, right? So it starts making you wonder if this is really going to start coming up in games like this, especially. Yeah, we're hearing some of the tops. Yep, Ghost Ship coming in first. That's an odd one. Because Npix is not live at the moment, but yeah, Hal's just going to take it. It's the Columbard. Take and draw. Is there a world here that he's just trying to go for the double draw? He's probably going to end up going Nightstorm, call another Ghost Ship? Because my concern here is that Hal's going to be dropping a lot of guard value here, just because he's on 3 damage, he's in a good spot. He doesn't need much higher. Ooh. 1 critical, but 2 Columbards. That's not a lot of resources there. Oh, it's not the resource you won't be using at this point in the game, that's for sure. How's gauging that yard? Yeah, looking. Ooh. How's eyeing up that G zone? Really trying to think this one through. Yep, he's going to go into that what looked like Negro Lily. If there's what we're looking at Counterblast 1 retiring. Oh, is that our Lily that we're looking at? I believe so. Yep, Lily's going to CB1 retire one of our rear guards, and then choose one normally with Ghosty and kind of from our drop zone. Of course, Beatrice here. Coin top and rear guard, gaining 10k shield, and then we get to trigger Beatrice's effect in order to revive one card. Looking like, yep, we're going to be picking Cannoneer here. Yep, we're going to be popping that Night Storm. You don't want to be seeing that anymore. Yeah, you're not going to be seeing that anymore. Then Hal's just going to be able to just negate the turn effectively. Thinking about what to pop? I feel like you either go for the Empix or the Night Storm. Oh, you got to go for the Night Storm. You got to go for the Empix. Because Urgula exists. There we are. We're thinking. We're going. There we go. We're going to be calling it. We're going to Beatrice call Grenache. We want to make sure that we have. Yeah, we are. Yeah, and we're just going to be passing turn. Again, Hal looking at that big hand. Let's see what he can make the most of it. There we are. We're going to be discarding the Nightrose Stride, and I feel like at this point you're going to go for that bad bounty, right? Surely you must. No, Hal might be considering an Obadiah of his own. Hal looking chicken and winning in the eyes and going, you know what? I don't think you plussed enough, buddy. It's time for me to set up more. And yeah, and we're going to be seeing again. We're going to be seeing big Obadiah, allowing us to flip a card in the G zone face up, mill up to 5 cards from our deck, and then choose 2 cards from a drop zone per face up card in the G zone and give him 5k. So we're going to be looking at a really free board build here. Again, one of Granblue's greatest strengths is being able to manifest a board without committing hand at all. It's such a dominant performance here. This is such a strong deck. It's been one of the best decks in the game for about 4 years now for a reason, and it's really not letting up anytime soon. Yeah, looking at chicken and winning a chance. Still even has that Guardian ticket. That's a lot. And oh, what that looks like a protect marker here. And what? First check, second check, and third check. Ooh, 3 blanks. That's rough. Yeah, it was a protect marker right there from riding the Beatrice. And then, yeah, Skull Dragon going to go with the Honolly. Hal wants to make damn sure that his opponent can't multi-attack on his turn. No, without taking some damage first. There you go, just confirming some details. And yep, takes the heal. Unfortunately, heal does not resolve. Dyerton's Skull Dragon swings again for a big number. Will his opponent guard it? He's thinking about it. You're looking at 17, that's plus what? 34, 12? 34, 12. You're looking at potentially what, 51 plus what? What, 64k column? No, I believe it's only a 59k column actually. We're 10k off the glory numbers. If I recall correctly, I believe that the Skull Dragon was called off of the Obadiah. Yeah, what's Chicken and Winning is going to do? Is he going to guard? I mean, I can't imagine you can afford to just take that, right? I mean, it does shut off heals. But I don't know that that's enough. Yeah, look at Chicken Wingish. His hand has been whittled down so much. Yeah, there you are. You're looking at some decent guarding number. Of course. We were talking about it earlier, but it comes back actually now as a relevant point. The extra, quote-unquote, hidden effect on Beatrice. Every single one of your ghosties can intercept and gain 5k. So your Beatrice is actually a 5k intercept, so it does come up, especially, again, like we were talking yesterday, in a game where shield value is so important. Yeah, Chicken Wingish looking at his hand, thinking, can I do anything here? Potentially even force a hard stride here? That would be rough. Nah, he's discarding. Oh. Yeah, there we go. We're seeing the discard of the crit from stride. Probably trying to go for no, surely not another one. Not another one. Another Obadiah. Really trying to compress that deck. Trying to go all out, rushing into that deck out. I don't know about this, man. That's a lot of normal units you're pulling out of your deck. Yeah, his deck size is looking small. Probably saw a lot of triggers earlier. Yeah, only milling 2. Fearful of what's going to happen next. You know, none of you really want to be the one that's going to just lose to this, but it's definitely a difficult mirror to navigate, especially when 2 players as experienced as this. So Chicken and Winnigish here has a regular topping player from his Greg's team in the UK. Hal, again, multiple-time Worlds player. Attending many BCSs across the years. Famous member of Team Brexit. And yeah, watching 2 players of this caliber playing it out is really close. So many options, so many lines to consider, and you just have to trust that they're picking the most optimal ones. Ooh, mill 2. Milling here is this is so dangerous here for Chicken Winnigish, going so deep into his deck. Not many cards left in it though, which is very scary. Yeah, you can see his hand is just not looking good. He has to keep trying to draw those cards. Yeah, he's going to be giving us a deck count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards in deck. 3 of them coming out now. Terrifying position to be in if you're him. There we go. The first one's a critical. Second check is a heal. Heal does resolve here. Third check is a Tommy the Ghosty Brothers. Still 2 triggers coming out of the deck. Again, we saw it earlier. We saw it was very compressed. But Skull Dragon is going to be coming out. 2 damage. Hal is thinking, considering a trade offer. Trade offer? You give me game. I give you 10 minutes to get lunch. See, what you don't seem to understand is that in this given position, Chicken and Winnigish, you would not want to be him in this position, but Hal is him. And there is simply nothing they can get in this man's way. Yeah, there we go. We're going to the PG. We can see a glimpse of his hand. We know he's probably fine. Meanwhile, Chicken and Winnigish doesn't even have another stride turn. He has a Negrabone at exactly 1 swing. Can't afford to take a single damage. So this is looking very solid if you're Hal. You want to be in his position, and with any luck for him, he will take it next round. I really can't see. This really is a penultimate turn, and Hal can guard it. So unless by some miracle something happens to Hal in the next turn, I believe this is going to be a very difficult game for Chicken and Winnigish to clench out. Yeah, Hal's drawing with a big deck, but certainly looking much healthier than this. Counting his deck, he's probably thinking of the Bartholomew, considering it, looking at that small hand of his. Going, ooh, that is looking like 24 cards, so 6 off. That is quite a while off. Yeah, counting his deck, knowing that although he is higher than Chicken and Winnigish, he is not out of the woods just yet. He knows that any mistake or overcommit to milling here can very much end up costing him the game. So yeah, we're going to be riding the Beatrice, generating that protect marker. Thinking on the discard, probably Skull Dragon at this point, surely. Yeah, we're discarding Soul Blasting the end picks. We're considering our revives very carefully here. Yeah, we're just going to go for the Nightrose in the same column as Urgula. Absolutely, you want to go for that attack extension. You got 2 face-up damage. You have 2 face-up damage and not a care in the world. You discard to stride. You presumably go straight into... There we are. Whoa. We're thinking about it. Ooh. Does he believe he can do it? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He is 5 off, but he can absolutely do it if he so desires. Is he doing it? He's looking it up, he's eyeing it up, and he's going to be striding the brand new Premium Collection Stride Bartholomew, allowing us to effectively triple door our opponent for the entire turn if our drop zone has 30 or more cards. Now, Hal is only on 25, but never let that stop you from believing in Granblue. Hal can absolutely just commit 5 cards from hand. You just overcall, create the game state that he needs to seek the future he truly desires in order to resolve this and to win the game right here, right now. Yeah, unfortunately for us, although these cards are slightly getting up there in age, with them being a couple of years old now, it is still the newest support we've gotten, so this is still technically the newest stride we got. Yeah, we are. Yeah, you're overcalling. You're going to continue overcalling. You're just deck thinning. You just want your deck as small as possible, because you know as well as we know that any damage here wins you the game. Yeah, Hal's doing his counting, his making sure he's able to generate what he needs to. There you go, overcalling again and again and again and again. There we go, we can see that heal there, but he's not willing to give that heal up, not while it's still live. Yeah, Chicken and Winnigish is holding his fate in his own hands right now as he proceeds to cat Hal's deck. Did he seal himself? Did he resign himself to losing? There you go, Hal puts it back and is going to be reviving 1. Yep, and we're going to go another Tommy the Ghosty brother. And yeah, we're just going to go Skull Dragon Swing. This is looking kind of rough. I don't know if he can manage it. Yeah, Skull Dragon going in. Not quite going for that triple door just yet. Yeah, and yeah, he's going to take it. And that's a Nightrose, but that might just seal the game. Because at this point, I don't think there's a way for him to recover. Because, yeah, Nightstorm's going to be swinging here. Chicken and Winnigish looking at his hand, going, can I do anything here? And the answer is probably not, honestly. Because at this point, in 3 cards in deck, even with Necrobone, you're not going to be able to do much. You're just not going to be striding. And unfortunately, without striding, Granblue can struggle to put out the pressure. Yeah, he's trying to weigh up those attacks. Yeah, he's thinking he's guarding it. He thinks he can do it. Counterblast 1, Cole. Soul Blast 1, revive Skull Dragon. We're doing it. Chat, we are doing this. This is over, I think, for Chicken and Winnigish. OT is already out. Mostly heals out. 3 cards in deck. I believe this might just be what you call final turn. There we go. We're swinging again. Will his opponent be able to guard it? He's thinking. He's eyeing it up. Ooh. There you go. That's going to be a G-Guard. Yeah, that's going to be a Negro Lily again. Talking about it earlier, allowing us to retire one of his rear guards. And again, potentially here, I think we took the damage maybe for this exact reason. Maybe just so we could look at our opponent and attempt to kill their other attacker. This could be super, super important, super valuable. There you go. Ignoring that, we have a couple more moments of time on the round. But as we are featuring, we've got a little bit more time to go. But I am afraid this might not be lasting very, very long. We'll look at again. We're going to go into the Beatrice. Beatrice calling, searching for, I'm assuming, the Cannoneer? But yeah, there we are. We're going for the Cannoneer. Are we going to go out with style? Oh, no. Changing our minds here. Yeah, Chicken Winnigish is thinking. Yeah, unfortunately for him, I don't think there's any decision he can make here that really saves him this game, but we'll see how it goes. He's trying to get numbers. He's trying to see what's happening. I think he's slowly realizing, yeah, there you go. Hal's telling him that after all this is going to happen, he is then also going to swing with the Bartholomew and revive another 2 front rows. I think Chikowicz is thinking about it. He's realizing that his fate is likely sealed. And I would probably expect him to end up taking this damage. Yeah, you can see the frustration. Very close game. Very good performance. But I'm afraid that second Obadiah might have been a tip too far. I think that first Bandit Run should have been an Obadiah. And I think at that point he would have been able to stabilize a little better. But unfortunately here, I think that decision might end up costing him the game because that hand is not guarding it, I don't believe. Because even though we can catch a glimpse of a PG in that hand, I just don't think he's able to pull that through. There you go, triple drive, 3 triggers, and there you go, that's the opponent going, and that is game, with the victor being Hal of Team Brexit. So congratulations for winning, really, really close game, and I believe with time on the round being called, we're probably going to catch a quick break. Thank you everybody for tuning in so far, and we will see you shortly, in maybe about 5 minutes or so. So I'll see you momentarily for round 3. See you guys.